What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Freedom Sentinels, where we guard freedom, but first we must obtain it. So let's get into today. The lost art of thinking. We live in the noisiest era in human history. Notifications, endless scrolling, constant news cycles. Inputs are everywhere. Clarity is nowhere. The truth, being informed, is not the same as being wise. While everyone else is drowning in noise, the leaders, the people who make time to think, are the ones who stand out. So I want to talk to you about the cost of constant noise, why deep work and reflection create unfair advantages, and how to reclaim your thinking as a daily leadership practice. So point one, the noise problem. Statista reports that the average American spends over 7 hours a day in front of screens. Another survey says we check our phones about 96 times per day. That's once every 10 minutes. And yet all this information, decision-making quality, isn't improving. As a matter of fact, it's declining. Leaders are reacting more, reflecting less, and confusing motion with progress. Who is it? I believe Denzel Washington has a great quote of, don't get confused with movement and progress, right? You can be walking in place, but there's no movement, no progress happening. So don't get progress confused with movement. You can be moving in place. That's huge. That's dangerous. Blaise Pascal once said, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. That's as true today as it was 400 years ago. So lesson one, if you don't tame your inputs, they'll tame your thinking. So to illustrate this better, let's use a generic algebra equation to explain this. X plus Y equals B. X and Y are your inputs, and B is your desired outcome. Sounds easy enough, right? Your doom scrolling is an input that subtracts, takes you away from your desired outcome. So I encourage you to find inputs that push you towards your desired outcome. In earlier episodes, we talked about how we want to multiply your life. So what happens when we multiply X and Y instead of adding them? It gets your desired outcome faster. We can use this simple equation for physical acts like reading and journaling equals knowledge obtained and retained. We can use this for people as well. X is you and Y is another. Do the two people together push towards better or worse? If it's towards worse, stop using that input. Point two, deep work wins. Cal Newport's research on deep work shows that distraction-free focus produces work of much higher quality in less time. So focus, work, higher quality, better outcome in less time. Bill Gates takes it even further, and I mentioned this in an earlier episode. He disappears twice a year into a cabin for Think Week, armed with books, reports, and notepads. Some of Microsoft's best innovations, biggest innovations, came from this, like Internet Explorer. These were born in solitude. There's a reason Superman goes into the Fortress of Solitude. The work you do by yourself directly impacts how you impact others for the better. Find your Fortress of Solitude. It can be a room, your office, but make space for you and you alone. While everyone else is multitasking and busy, leaders who protect space for deep work multiply their output and their impact. Lesson two, focus is a superpower. Guard it like one. Find your fortress of solitude. Point three, thinking as a leadership edge. Reflection isn't passive. It's an active discipline. We talked in other episodes about how discipline equals freedom. Harvard Business Review found that employees who spend just 15 minutes a day reflecting on lessons learned, performed 23% better than those who didn't. So 15 minutes a day of reflection gives you a 23% better chance of your desired outcome. That's important. That's huge. Thinking helps you connect dots others miss. It sharpens your judgment, calms anxiety, and gives foresight when everyone else is panicking. So now let's add that with reading, right? We talked about how real leaders read. Well, if you read and then reflect, you can now connect dots faster. You can now have better judgment, calm your anxiety, and then calm others' anxieties because you have the edge, you have a foundation that's unshakable. So lesson three, the ability to think deeply may be the rarest, most valuable leadership skill of this century. of this 100 years. Guys, that's important. We have to take heed. We have to think. We have to reflect and discover ourselves. How do we do that? How do we reclaim the practice of thinking? Well, I got 4 suggestions. I got 4 challenges, 4 practical things you can do. Daily solitude. Schedule 20, 30 minutes without your phone, just you and a notebook. Write down your thoughts of the day, write down your struggles, write down your wins. Force yourself to reflect. Journaling prompts, right? What happened today? Why did it matter? What will I change tomorrow to better myself? Thinking walks. Step outside without headphones. Just let your brain breathe. Now, I love headphones. You always see me with AirPods in, right? If you step outside with your headphones in, turn on beats that help increase your thinking. There's Spotify playlists, Apple playlists that'll do this for you. It's like the decibels per whatever. Just find it, listen to instrumentals, excuse me, that's going to increase your thinking and focus while you're on these walks if you use headphones. Better questions. Instead of asking, what should I do? Ask, what am I not seeing? Right? What should I do? You might not have the answer for. But what am I not seeing allows you to reflect and look at the problem in a different light. So, lesson 4, wisdom is born in quiet. Make quiet a discipline. So, guys, set aside 30 minutes today for distraction-free thinking. At first, it'll feel strange. That's just the detox from constant noise. But stick with it. Stay with it. Because leaders who make time to think don't just survive. They shape and change the future for the better. Next, guys, we're going to reset with faith and identity because no matter what else you build, it all comes back to who you are. And some other episodes I'm going to sprinkle in here for us is, what is professionalism? Too many people have different definitions. So I'm going to tell you what aspects of professionalism truly matter. And if someone tells you differently, question their thinking. Another one we're going to sprinkle in is my story. Who really is Fitzy? Who really is Clay? Why is he doing this? What are his intentions? Built from my past and launching into the future. I'll catch you guys next time.